Hello everyone, Dragon Souls here, and welcome to what I like to call first ever rant. A little bit of rant, not a huge rant, and before I get to this little rant, I just want to let everybody know that I'm feeling a lot more better, and after I had me plenty of rest last night and plenty of fluid down me, I'm feeling a lot better, but the question here is, am I coming back to live streaming today? No, I am not coming back to live streaming today. It won't be until tomorrow, because quite frankly, I do not want to push myself, and make it worse. So, therefore, I'm still recovering from what happened yesterday, and I'm at 50. Right now, I'm still 50% better, but not 50%. I'm like 100% better right now. So I don't want to push myself until tomorrow. So I won't be back to live streaming until then. But here is my little ranting part of what I think is kind of stupid, and I just let everybody know. I do have a little bit of proof of when it comes to buying a digital game, a full digital game that is, it don't cost you nothing on the taxes or anything. But when it comes to buying a full, and it doesn't matter if it's a full regular movie or a full bundle movie, you still have to pay taxes. But how much taxes do you have to pay? Well, the question here is, everyone, and Nico Boy 53. I don't know if he was talking about video games, digital, or if he was talking about movies, digital. But if he's talking about the taxes on it, he was 100% correct when it comes to digital movies, okay? And here's proof of what I'm talking about, okay? Alright everyone, this is exactly what I was talking about. Now, if you're buying a digital copy of a game, as you see, you don't get, you don't see it on here, because on a digital game you don't have to worry about paying no taxes on the digital game. But when it comes to actually buying a digital copy of a real full movie like Avengers Endgame, it costs with taxes $1.80. Total payment is $21.79. Now that is kind of hard. To me, it's kind of harsh, and I don't think you really have to. Shouldn't, if you don't have to pay taxes on a digital copy of a game, you shouldn't have to pay taxes on a freaking digital movie either. And I think that's lame that Sony fucking did that shit, and it wasn't really necessary. Okay, but here's the question. Here's a question everybody's going to be asking me, and I'm about to answer it. Is this game, is this movie, if you're buying the bundle, that is it worth $21.79? Is it really worth that much money? Find out on the next video of Avengers Endgame. Warning. This is a warning to anyone who has not seen neither one of these movies right here. Warning, spoiler alert. If you have not seen either one of these movies yet, I strongly recommend you do not watch this review of both of these movies. Spoiler alert. I'm warning you right now. This video contains spoiler alert of both movies. So if you have not watched these movies yet, do not watch this movie and review. Spoiler alert, you have been warned. Spoiler alert. Hello everyone, Dragon Souls here. If I can keep us from if I can keep from spell happening. Welcome everyone to not one but two movie reviews. First movie we're gonna review first is Captain Marvel. Why do I think about it? And no, there is no spoilers in this movie review here. I will say that I watched it last night before I watched Avengers Infinity Wars, okay, and and also before I watched Avengers Endgame, okay. Now, for those who have not seen Captain Marvel, and you want to watch Avengers Endgame, I strongly recommend you watch Captain Marvel, then watch Avengers Endgame, because Captain Marvel, she's in this movie Avengers Endgame, and Endgame, so therefore you might want to watch it to know more about what she is all about and everything, to understand what is going on and why she's in this movie for, okay? Now, here's the problem, okay? I watched Captain Marvel. We'll say this much right now. Some of the movie is boring. And they have some scenes in there is really great, you know, it will keep you awake, you know. But there is some things in there that's kind of boring and it doesn't really pick up or anything, you know. But it kind of leaves you scratching your damn head like, what in the hell is fucking going on in this movie, you know? Who's the good guy? Who's the bad guy? What the hell, you know? So, the starting the movie with her having these powers, but you don't know how she got them, you know, or was she really born with them, you know? So it comes out to this that she's Captain Marvel. She's Captain Marvel from the beginning, you know, and she's with these people who claim that they are actually good guys when they're really the bad guys, and they had her believing that these shapeshifters, what they call trolls, and they change their face. They can change their face to what their face really looks like, or if they see a human, they can change their face into a human. And in any shape or form, they can if they wanted to, they can turn themselves into a cat. They can probably turn themselves into any kind of animal, which is pretty cool. But they don't do none of this, okay? They don't do no animals. They don't turn themselves into an animal whatsoever or anything like that. So you won't see none of that, okay? So all of a sudden he's talking to her, you know, and he's fighting with her, you know, and then they're fighting back and forth, you know, and he sits there and he tries to tell her, you don't know what's going on, do you? You don't know whose side you on, are you? And this and that, and all of a sudden, and you're thinking, okay, he's a fucking bad guy. This guy is definitely a fucking bad guy, you know. everybody's betraying each other in this movie at the beginning, and you're like, what the fuck is going on? Seriously, I'm confused. And I'm still watching, you know, and it just starts to get good, you know. And then all of a sudden, she goes to Earth. She goes to planet Earth, and then after she goes to Earth, she learns more that she was a human being. She was actually a human before she got these powers, and everything become clear. She was going out, and the agents of Shield came after her and told her that Nick Fury, he came over and he started talking to her, you know, and he sitting there and said, "Oh, I'm sorry, but you're under arrest." And she said, "For what?" And she said, for this and that, you know. And all of a sudden, she was trying to explain to him what was going on, you know. Thing is, he didn't understand what she was talking about shapeshifters. And all of a sudden, this guy looked like he was human. Actually, was a sniper and tried to shoot her, but tried to shoot him. But the thing is, she pushes him out of the way, and all of a sudden she goes out and then she used her power to shoot lightning things out of her hand. But then all of a sudden she goes after him. Okay, she goes after him, and she goes after him, and then they get in the train. Okay, they get in the train, and the thing is, she sees him in the train. Okay, he just looks like this guy, surfing guy, surfer, you know, and she chases him to get into the train, and then after she gets to the train, then all of a sudden she finally gets in the train. But the thing is, he changes himself as an old woman, and he's looking around, you know, and she's looking around, and Stan, she all of a sudden Stan Lee's like this here with a newspaper, and she's like this here to me, and he's like, he just looks at her, and all of a sudden she's like, smiles at him, you know, and then it's like, okay, you're good. She walks off and everything. He doesn't say nothing, you know, and all of a sudden she finds an old lady. He said, wait a minute, there's something different. There's something weird about that old lady. So she looks right at that old lady. The old lady looks right at her and gives him a great big smile. And she realizes right there it's him, the shapeshifter. And she goes off and punches her right in the face. And everybody's like, what the hell just happened? Why'd you do that for? You know? And all of a sudden they go off and they get into a fight, you know. And then all of a sudden the people are holding her back and everything, you know. And she gets it, and then they fight, you know. Then all of a sudden he gets away, you know. And then she goes off and grabs that thing that fell off of her arm, you know. And then she gets it, you know. And then all of a sudden he goes off and he sees, and everybody sees the guy, what he really is, you know, his true form, you know. And then all of a sudden he sees a guy, and he turns into this thing. He turns into the guy he sees, and the guy's like, "What the fuck just happened? I just saw." You know, and then all of a sudden the guy jumps up there, and then all the fighting happens on top of the roof, you know, of the train. And then it just goes on and on, you know. But other than that, later on she finds out that these people, they look like Piccolo from Dragon Ball Z. Okay, they look just like them, almost like them with no horns, you know, come out of their head, you know, and they look pretty damn cool. Okay, she finds out that they're the good guys. They have family, friends, family, and all that stuff. You know, they're good people. You know, and the people that she was with the whole time, she finds out that they are the bad guys, and she was human until this thing came. It looked like a ship came down to Earth next to him, and then she was going to shoot the guy, and then all of a sudden instead of shoot him, she sit there and aimed a gun right into the ship and blew it up. And when she blew the ship up, that's when her powers hit and came at her and knocked him down. And then that's how she become Captain Marvel. And the cat, there's a cat in this movie, and it looks like a real cat, you know. Don't look nothing wrong with it. But then all of a sudden, it opens its mouth up and has some kind of claw arms coming out of his mouth, you know, and it eats all the enemies up, you know, and it keeps them for a good while, and it's pretty damn cool. I mean, it's a good movie. If you have not seen this movie yet, and at the end of this movie, to cut this story short, she goes off, and she goes off, and she finds out she got powers. She can actually fly like Superman, you know. And she does that there, and she says, sits there and says, "Okay, I've already said my goodbye to everyone. Now it's time to leave here and go to the future." Because she was in the past, she was living in the past, so she went to the future. And this is where, at the credits, it says Captain Marvel will be in the Avengers, will return in the Avengers Endgame, and that is where you have to sit here and watch. This is where you can need to watch Avengers Endgame to see all the other things. Okay, now we're gonna come right back and with the second review for Avengers Endgame, and I'm gonna tell you my full thoughts on that. Okay. And I will be back with it in just a second. Hello everyone, Dragon Souls is back with my second review of not Captain Marvel, but my second review of Avengers Endgame. That's right. And is it worth buying it on digital for $21.79? Well, you're about to find out. Okay. And for the record, there's going to be a little bit of spoilers in this review. So if you have not seen Avengers Endgame, then click the pause button right now and get out of this video, because you're not going to want to hear it. Okay. For those who don't care about spoilers and want to know what happens in the movie, then you're more welcome here. Okay. Okay. So now, welcome. This is going to be a little long. The movie, if you get digital, if you get the bundle, that is, it has two different things on here. Okay, one on each one, you look at it, it'll say an hour and something minutes, 2 hours and something minutes. But if you look at the video, if you watch the video, if you go ahead and play the movie, and then you kind of fast forward a little bit, or you wind it up a little bit, it's going to say right here, it's going to say 3 hours and 1 minute movie. Okay. Now, for you to do this, you might have to go to the bathroom a few times. You know, you have to pause. You can always pause your movie, you know, to make sure you don't miss anything. You can always grab you a drink, grab you a snack, grab you something to eat if you have to, and watch the movie and enjoy it. Okay. The movie was fucking awesome. Okay, I can't talk shit about the movie at all. Okay, Captain Marvel is in the movie, and let me tell you something now. She does pretty good job in certain scenes, but let's face it, when it comes to at the end of it, when she's fighting Thanos. Long story short, she sucks. She fucking sucks, okay? She's got the ability, okay? She got the ability to see her and blow him away, or and try to take that glove off of him. But instead of fucking doing it, she just goes off and all of a sudden she allows him to take that crystal, and then boosh with it, and knocks her completely out, knocks her completely way down there, and you never see her again. Okay, it is not that she got killed or anything like that. She didn't die or anything. As far as I know, she didn't. It just knocks her out of the scene. It just knocks her out of the scene where she ain't come out. I don't think she came back to fight anymore. So the movie, like I said, certain scenes she was awesome. She did a great job. But when it comes to actually fighting Thanos and having her hand on that glove trying to get it off, I think she was trying to get it off or something, she fucking failed miserably and didn't do a good job of it at all. Okay. Now, we'll say this. They tried and they go around and they actually make form a plan to get everybody back together, And at the beginning, they're all together, and they track him down to try to figure out where the hell he's at. They find out where Thanos is at, and he sits there, and Captain America sits there and says, "Let's go get that son of a bitch." So he goes after him. They all go after him, and they talk to him. And to Thanos, and ask and say this and that, and they just do a lot of talking, and then all of a sudden he tries to use that the glove. He does something about the glove. He sits there and moves that glove, but he can't use it no more. Okay, he cannot use that glove no more. I mean, and he tells you that he lets them know that he destroyed them, the crystals and everything, and half of humanity, 50% of humanity, and that he wanted to do, and his destiny was fulfilled. And then all of a sudden, they go up and chop his hand off. Where the glove is, they chop his hand completely off. And then he sits there and says something. He was sitting there talking to his daughter, the one that's still alive. And all of a sudden, she says something about her dad, that he never lies, and therefore all of a sudden Thor goes off and actually takes his hammer on the other side of it as an axe. He chops his fucking head clear off. I mean, he just chops his fucking head clear off his shoulder and kills him right there, and then just walks off. And therefore, the whole team splits up. They separate for a good while. They go about their lives. Tony Stark go and found out and they actually show him and his family, him and his wife and his kid, little girl. They get to have a great life with their families, all that, and that's really great. I mean, that's awesome on that. And then all of a sudden, um, I think his name is Green Arrow or something like that. I'm not sure what his name was on there, but he's with his family. Okay, he's with his family, and his little girl was sitting there, and he was showing her his little girl, how to shoot a bow and arrow, and it looked like they was having a picnic. And next thing you know, as soon as his wife sat there and said dinner's ready, he said, "Well, we'll be there. We'll be there in just a second." All of a sudden, he goes off and he turns around to get his daughter, and then all of a sudden she turns to ash, and he don't know where she went. And then all of a sudden he turns around, his whole family turns to ash, and he's like, "What the hell happened?" He's searching for his family, but he can't find them. And until later on he finds out that Thanos did it, and all that stuff, and yeah. So they have formed their team to get the team back together, Thanos is not the same as he used to be. He turns into a drunk and everything, but they get him back into the game, and they eventually get him to where he don't drink anymore, all that great stuff, They talk about time travel, and hint, it has an Easter egg in it of Back to the Future, and he says so. He said time travel is not it says it don't fix things and this and that. He's like, so you mean to tell me that that movie Back to the Future was all bullshit? And I was laughing my ass off. Like, I can't believe they just threw that in there. And it was fucking awesome. It was great, So they kept traveling, to get to they was traveling once, to do what they needed to do, and to get all the Infinity Stones before Thanos does. Because the one in the past is still alive, and he's planning for him to go out and get all the Infinity Stones. So they're trying to stop him from doing it. Okay, and so that way they can bring back they can bring back all the people that he killed. And he does. Okay, and they do. They go around and her and him, they go off and they go to that place where Thanos killed that girl from the Guardians of the Galaxy, and they find out that one has to sacrifice the other. And on here, they did not sit here and throw. He didn't throw her off. She didn't throw him off. They was actually fighting, to see which one's going to get killed, and really pissed him off. It really made him mad because they was both over the cliff, and she had that thing right there, and she put it on him, and he said, "No, please don't do this, and don't do this," and she's like, "I have to do this. I have to." And she said, "No." He said, "No, you don't have to. Fuck this. We're not doing this." She kicks the ledge and lets him go. He falls down, and she falls down to her death, gets killed, gets the stone, Infinity Stone. Gets the stone, and then he goes off and they're all getting mad, and they come back, and they all come back, all that great stuff, Thanos, later on they find Thanos, and the old Thanos finds out that what they're planning on doing to get everyone to come back. Another spoiler, that they create a gauntlet, another gauntlet for Iron Man, and they go up and he goes up and I think it was Hulk. It was Hulk. He gets that glove and he goes like this here real quick, and they don't know if everybody came back to life or not. They don't know anything. Then all of a sudden Thanos comes in and with his ship, and he destroys the entire base. I mean, he just blows it to hell. Blows it right off the map, you know. Doesn't kill them or anything because they got their armor and all that other stuff, you know, but almost and nearly does kill them though. And then all of a sudden they go through all this crap, you know, and then find out that later on in the battle, everyone's back. Spider-Man's back. Nick Fury's back. All of them, everybody. Black Panther. Everybody that died on Avengers Infinity War at the end of it came back, and it's fucking awesome. The only people who did not come back is Black Widow. The Black Widow, I think is what her name is. She sacrificed herself on the movie, so therefore she didn't come back. And at the end of it, that's where Captain Marvel was doing good for certain things and screwed up at the last thing that she did, and was terrible at it, you know. Now here's the problem. Here's the thing, okay, everyone. Another spoiler alert. Iron Man dies at the end of the movie, okay? He sacrifices himself, okay? But what's so cool about it, when he does it, he sits there and says, Thanos sits there and says, I am inimitable. And he said, all of a sudden Iron Man's like, all of a sudden, he sits there and goes, but the thing is, Thanos don't have the it doesn't happen. He's like, huh? He looks at the crystals, and the crystals are all gone. And he's like, shit, where the hell did they go? And all of a sudden he's like, right here, and he has them. But the thing is, they're burning him up. It's burning him up on the side here, all over the side, you know. And he goes off and says, and I am Iron Man. And when he does that, when he does that snap on his finger, all the enemies gets killed. And then instead of actually fighting them and everything, you know, he realizes the battle is over. He's lost. He accepted his defeat. You know, he sits there and he turns to ash. And that's it, you know. And then she comes back, and they come to him, you know. Spider-Man comes to him, and he's still alive, but not for long because he's dying, you know. And then all of a sudden he's like, please don't die, come on, come on. And all of a sudden Pepper comes to her husband and says, Friday, what's his status? She says, status is life critical. And they knew he wasn't going to make it, you know. They knew he wasn't going to make it, you know. And then as soon as he died, he passed away right there. His wife just fought and fell apart and was crying and everything, which I totally understood that, you know. And everybody was upset, you know, that he sacrificed him, that Tony Stark sacrificed himself to save everyone, you know, and to save the world, you know. And it was pretty damn awesome. So, is the movie worth buying digital right now on PlayStation, on PS4, or any other devices? For $21.79, the question is hell yes. Hell yes, for 3 hours and 1 minute movie, it is freaking worth it. You can either buy the digital itself, or you can buy the bundle movie itself, and it has everything in it. I've been sitting here watching a little bit of. I was watching a little bit, half of it last night, almost 2 hours of it last night. I just finished watching the rest of it today. I'm going to give this movie 2 thumbs up, 5 stars, baby. I'm giving it 5 stars. I'm giving that movie a 10 out of fucking 10. This movie was fucking good. It was really fucking great. And I strongly, if you're waiting until the movie comes out on Blu-ray, which comes out on the 13th of this month, and if you are wanting to wait to pay close to $30 for it, go for that too. If you got the $30 to buy it on physical Blu-ray disc, go for it. It's well worth it. If you want to buy it on digital for $21.79 on any device like PlayStation 4 or any other devices, I say go for it. It is fucking well worth the money. Or if you want to rent it on Netflix, which it comes out, they won't be getting it until next month, which is sometime September. Then go ahead and rent it. When it comes available on any places like Amazon Prime, Netflix, anything like that you can get it at, and you want to rent it, go ahead and do that. You can, okay? But for right now, you can only buy it for right now for digital for $21.79 and digital. Physical copy is August 13th of this year, and it's only close to $30 with tax and all, and it'll be well fucking worth it. Thank you all for watching both these reviews. I hope you enjoyed it. Post your comments on this video. Let me know what you all think about this video. If you enjoyed it, hit the like button, subscribe and share, and turn on all notifications. If you did not, and if you're not down with this, I only got 2 words for you. Have a great day, everyone. Dragon Souls, signing out.